Would you like to be a patient of the worst doctor on the planet Earth? No? Well, according to many of the thousands of patients I've treated over the past 2 decades as an emergency physician, I'm actually a pretty good doctor, but for the exact same reasons that a small but powerful group hates the way I practice medicine. Although I consider myself a healer, an educator, and a patient advocate, lately I've become a discouraged enabler. Although I help patients in the moment, it is the rare patient I actually heal. 85% of my patients have at least one chronic illness, all destructively, depressingly difficult to treat. Yet everyone wants a quick fix, a pill, a shot. Now, the emergency department is the last recourse for patients for whom an ounce of prevention could have cured lifelong problems. We are the safety net because we turn no one away, yet have few resources for those who genuinely seek wellness. The worst part about chronic disease is the vicious cycle. You feel like crap, patch the problem, feel worse because you never fix the problem at all, and so fill my ER night after night, desperately hoping to feel better. My job was not always like this. I used to be judged on how many of my patients survived. My new job expectations are based in part on something which is a terrible metric called patient satisfaction. It's counterintuitive. Why wouldn't you want to keep your patients happy? After all, U.S. medicine is a business, and unhappy patients take their business elsewhere. What's interesting about that is if you think about me, you think about Googling, right? Yelp reviews. So you wouldn't go to an accountant who can't do math or a restaurant with terrible food reviews. So why would you seek care from a physician with terrible reviews? So hit the Google. I saw 2 patient satisfaction reviews from the same day, same hour. Dr. G is amazing. And bless her for knocking some sense into my husband. Cool. The other. Dr. G is the worst doctor I've ever met and should be fired. Same me. Same blunt conversation, yet only one of those reviews could get me fired. Why? Because medicine is a business, and patients are lifelong customers to be kept happy and satisfied, which rarely means healthy. High satisfaction scores mean my team has made a positive impact of those I am humbly proud. Low scores don't indicate I'm a bad physician, but reflect my blunt honesty in speaking with patients about the adverse lifestyle choices that are killing them. Interestingly enough, if you are realistically able to get a primary care appointment in your 15-minute visit, they have no time for having complex patient care conversations, often refilling prescriptions or maybe setting up a follow-up in 6 months to check labs. So of course, you end up in my ER at 3 in the morning with chronic pain and chronic diseases, but no essential interventions to keep you healthy. The case for chronic illness, the secret is actually simple, but not easy. A nutritious diet, a little exercise, and a few lifestyle changes will improve many problems. That's the research-proven truth. The kind lie of accepting patients are so easily offended by having discussions about their adverse medical conditions and lifestyle choices that are killing them is willfully negligent. Rather than first do no harm, patient satisfaction scores have perverted medical care to be inherently harmful and complicit in the opioid crisis that has killed thousands and destroyed millions of lives. We can't have patients complaining they are in pain, so let's drug the hell out of them. Bonus, that placated, pain-free patient is now a customer for life. Unbelievably, cultural shifts means that talking to patients about adverse lifestyle choices is now considered a negative patient interaction. Medical schools actually teach that perceived fat shaming is ethically equivalent to an intentional racial slur. I swore to do no harm. And that means every patient is treated truthfully and equally. An increasingly critical part of my job is to educate because other physicians can't, won't, out of fear. I have battled my own demons of obesity, chronic illness, and a learning disability, which makes me deeply empathetic to my patients' struggles because I have walked in similar shoes. My mentors refused to accept excuses. Their tough love was harshly motivational to help me believe I was better than my circumstances. The patient who put me on this stage today wrote a negative review that changed my life. Dr. G is a bitch who told me I'm too fat, and that's why my back hurts. And she didn't even refill my Oxy. This 400-pound young woman wrote me up for daring to speak to her about her weight and opiate addiction. When I tried to talk to her about her diabetes, she said that I can't lose weight because you shitty doctors won't operate on me. So it's your fault. I'm in pain. I tried to talk with her, but she refused because I wouldn't refill narcotics. And she left angry and yelling. As it turns out, she just went to another emergency department and got 30 Percocet. How do I know? Well, I checked her medical record the next time she came into the emergency department by ambulance with CPR in progress. Unsuccessful CPR. This woman died because of a preventable illness and physicians too afraid to counsel her and to say no. They took the easy route of refilling her prescriptions because they were afraid of being fired because of patient shaming. No one had told her no and wrote a prescription. No one said to her, you have a problem, but you are worthy of help. What if, instead of fearing the repercussions of patient shaming, what if just one physician took the time and said, you got this. You are fierce and strong and capable of taking control of your health. What if she believed she had more self-worth than living from one pill and emergency visit to the next? What if we could replace and repair the relationship between health and healthcare? Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said, "The most difficult thing about diplomacy is to put yourself in someone else's shoes without compromising your own principles." I never intend to offend. And I will not stop fighting against the kind lies harming patients and the unpleasant truth that patients are harming themselves with their adverse conditions because we, as physicians, are too afraid to confront them out of fear. I challenge you to reflect upon the kind lies you tell yourselves daily without blame or shame. And thank you for letting the worst physician on the planet Earth share her prescription for curing this unpleasant truth.